It's the super Friday night episode. I think tonight we're gonna do the ASMR episode I've been talking about. Should we do that, guys? Should we just whisper the whole time? Hey guys, welcome. So I'm really tired. I wasn't gonna do this, but I've been telling you all day that I'm gonna do it. So I'm not gonna not do it. So, anyways, I had somebody. I forget the name of the person. But anyways, one of my flights recently, he asked me to. I think it's a he, but whatever. They asked me to fly from Anchorage to Seattle, so that's what we're gonna do. And yeah, man. So I found a flight. I mean, there's quite a few flights actually that do it, but this flight is Alaska Flight 100, and it left at like 12 o'clock today and flew right to Seattle. So we're gonna do live weather, but we're not gonna do live time because it's like super dark. And I like to be able to look at stuff while we're flying. So let's do that. Let's see. We got the livery already set. See? So we got the livery already set. So we're gonna be flying this bird here. So I'm not really sure what gate it took off from. That's, I guess, really not that important in the scheme of things. But let's go to Pank. Welcome, all my fine aviation enthusiast friends. Welcome back to the latest episode of the Airplane Show. Hey, if you see my part 2 of my escapades with Aerofly, I think my career in Aerofly is over before it even started, really. All right, so we're using runway 33 today because that's what they used in real life. All right, B8. I don't know why I'm talking like that, by the way. I talk like that with my daughter a lot to kind of joke around, so I don't know. Sometimes it just kind of comes out. All right, let's see here. Does it really matter where we park? That's large. That's large. What about, where's the medium? That's small. We're not small, man. We're medium. There's a medium. N6. Let's park there. Good, because that'll really confuse me now when I go to back out, because I always screw that up. I always screw up to the right and to the left. So, all right. Well, we're good, though. And then there's our runway right there. Right there is our runway. Hopefully the ATC will agree. I'll probably turn the ATC off, to be honest. All right, so I'll change the time when we actually get in there. So, yeah. Hope everybody's having a good Friday night. My Friday night's been pretty quiet. It's been pretty nice. Pretty nice for a change. I mean, you don't have to apologize for missing. It's all good. I am just missing myself. So it's all good. You're here now. All right, let me change the time. Oh yeah, I got to get my mouse out too. Shit, where's my mouse? Ooh, mouse. There's a mouse. All right, let's change the time. So this plane left at like 12 o'clock Anchorage time, so we'll put it for like 11:30. Wow, it's that dark at 9 in the morning there? Oh my god. Oh, it is Alaska, actually. They got some weird weather there. All right, we'll leave it like this. It's snowing in Alaska right now. That's pretty cool. But yeah, bro, no need to apologize, man. You got stuff to do. I just am very appreciative if anybody checks it out. All right, let's see here. You know what? I don't know if I've ever flown an Alaska airliner. I may have to set this thing up. Let me run through the setups real quick, because you know what? I don't know if I've ever flown an Alaska airline before. All right, fail OP is correct. That gives us the 3 buttons here and a chance to do a category 3 landing. All right, let's see here. That's good, that's good, that's good. Yeah, well, I live on the East Coast. Right now it's 10, just, it's 10:19 at night right now. Normally I wouldn't really care that it's 10 o'clock at night on a Friday night, but I have to work most of the day tomorrow. So it means I have to get up, my normal time. So I'll be all right though. As long as I get to bed by like 12:30, 1 o'clock, I'll be okay. All right, that's all good. So maybe we have flown Alaska before and I just don't remember. Because, oh yeah, no problem, man. Split at, yeah, that's okay. Hey, there's a very good chance that I've already flown. 5, yeah, that's okay, that's okay. Yeah, kilograms instead of pounds. Yeah, all right, well, let's just finish checking the settings real quick, because, all right, let's see here. We have service-based failures on, yep. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember when I did one though. But if you have a couple of airports you would like me to fly to and fro, just let me know and I'll make special request video number 3. I just did one to Singapore earlier this week for a guy that lives out that way, and then I'm not sure where the guy that asked for this one lives. He might live in Australia. I don't remember, to be honest. But yeah, if you got something you'd like to see, man, absolutely. But yeah, I've done a lot of flights in Asia, because by the time I get off of work and I get ready to start flying at night, Asia is in the daytime where everything else is like at night. So I've done a lot of flights through Asia. All right, borrow minimums. Okay. Let me take a picture of that so I can do it. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it. I have to work till. Well, I got plans tomorrow for dinner as well, so I'll do it tomorrow night. Yeah, man. Where the hell's my camera at? Camera. Yeah, man. I don't mind doing it. I've done so many of these flights. Sometimes it's a little difficult coming up with new ideas. Yeah, man. Absolutely. All right, got that set. That's all ready. All right, did I see ILS? Yeah, man, no problem. You're welcome. Absolutely. All right, service-based failures are on. That's fine. Realistic AP engagement is on. All right, pause. We got 8x speed. That's correct. And rudder only is correct. That is correct as well. All right, we're good. There's one thing I want to see though about the glide scope, and then I'll be done. Is it equipment or displays? I think it's equipment. Yeah, allow glide scope before localizer. Okay, all right, we're good. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this one started, because this is going to be the one where we do all the fuel and all that. Oh shit, I got to get Navigraph open. Damn. Let me get Navigraph open so I can get my OFP. All right, OFP. Oh, and I never did pick out a landing either. Oh well. All right, let me import and Hank to Casea. All right, arrival. All right, let's load up the weights. And so fuel is 10,751. So let's set everything lower than what it is, and we'll have the trucks come out. And let's go to payload and zero this out. That was weird. My phone just like flashed and went to the apps page. Very strange. All right, let's see here. Ground services. And do you think I can get the jetway? Yeah, I think we can get the jetway. Let's go ahead and release the stairs. So let's come here, release the stairs. Well, you know what? Let's leave. Actually, let's leave the stairs this time. And we'll have the bus come and drop people off. Come back. Come back, stairs. All right, we'll use the jetway, I guess. You talked us into it. All right, let's go back here. Let's go here. Let's click on this. Come on, jetway. All right, there we go. That's good. Let's open the door. I have to turn the lights on here pretty soon. It's getting a little difficult to see some of these buttons. All right, let's finish getting this all set up, and then we'll turn the lights on. All right, let's see here. So our fuel today is 10,751. So 7, oops. Yeah, quite a few people don't like Ryanair. I've never flown on Ryanair myself. I haven't flown over in Europe in a long time. But yeah, a lot of people that I talk with on this channel, they don't like Ryanair. I'm not sure why. All right, so we got that. We have how many people on board tonight? 184, but we can top off at 160. So that's okay. Is it one? Let me see here. 160 is for the other plane. Let me see. Maybe we can do 184. No, 160. All right. And we have 4,600 cargo. So let's do 1,000. Come on, man. 1,000. And actually, let's request all these trucks because we got to get all our weights and fuel and all that set before we can finish setting up the plane. And we got 3,600 in the rear. Everybody likes a big rear. So that's what this is here, big rear. All right, and we can start loading our peoples. And we can start loading our fuel. All right, let's get some juice in this plane. So let's turn the battery on. Let's turn on the ground power. Let's turn on the overhead lights. Let's turn on the console lights. And we're gonna darken this one a little bit, and we're gonna bring up the panel lights. And same thing over here. darken that one a little bit. Main panel, a little bit of background, and a little bit of floods. All right, screens will come on momentarily. We can arm the emergency lights. We can fasten seatbelts. And we can put on our anti-collision lights. And our trucks should be outside, so let's see if we can start loading up. Yep, we can start loading up this one. It'd be nice if there was actually like baggage that showed up on these conveyor belts, but they don't. I wonder if it gets modeled in the PC version. You know, with this particular plane. All right, so everything is getting loaded now. Screens are on. Now that those screens are on, let's go ahead and align the IRS so we can program our route. So let's come up here. Yeah, I was going to fly the Antonov, but this is like a 3.5-hour flight. And I can only go 2 times speed in that one versus I can go 8 times speed in this plane. So we'll do the Antonov another night. But I definitely want to fly that again soon. I've only flown it like once or twice. All right, let's plug in our coordinates so we can get all lined up. There we go. Let's let the nav finish doing its thing. Where's our runway again? I think it's over here, I think. Yeah, because we got to back out with our tail that way. Wow, look at that. The road's right there. That's crazy. I wonder, there's got to be a gate there. That'd be crazy if it was just like open road and you just go right like right in here. That's got to be part of the airport. That can't be like a main road. That'd be crazy. All right, so we're all lined up. Let's go ahead and plug in our route. Let me get my mouse open. my mouse open, that's kind of a stupid thing. Yeah, the baggage truck is kind of useless. Usually it takes a while to input the flight plan, so usually by the time I finish inputting the flight plan, all this stuff is done. So it kind of works out, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. All right, route, we got Pank, because we have to input like the forecast on the way down too. I mean, there's like, some things we got to do. All right, Pank to Casea. I'm actually going to, let me turn off the ATC, because I'm not going to use them for most of the flight, if at all. So, not notification. No. Slow down, Greg. Got so excited for a second. All right, assist the checklist. All right, that's off. And ATC voices is off. All right, very good. That's done. And let me get rid of them up here as well. All right, good. All right, and our flight number is ASA 100. That's the flight number in real life. All right, so let's go to depart. And we are going to depart from runway 33. And we are doing, I believe it's this right here. Where's the flight plan? Yeah, that's it right there. And let's go to route, activate, execute. All right, good seeing you, Chooser. I'll look at trying to do that flight for sure tomorrow night. I'll plan it out tomorrow and look for me tomorrow night. So man, it's good seeing you. All right, we got Laire, Laire. And then we got BKA. And then Doug's. It's the first route I've done in a while where there hasn't been an airway, just all waypoints. YYZ, or not YYZ. That's a Rush song. YYJ. All right, let's click execute. You know, I haven't picked out a landing yet. Shit. Let me. It's probably going to be an ILS landing, but let me see what's available coming from RNAV or ILS. All right, ILS 16 right. Oh, we do have an ILS. All right, let's just do that. ILS right from Griffey. All right, very good. So let's go back to here. Let's go to arrival. We have ILS 16 right. We have Griffey. And we are doing the Mariner 7. And YYJ. So YYJ may now show up twice in our flight plan, possibly. Let's see. Nope, it's only once. All right, let's go check this out on the map up here and make sure our flight is good. Let's come up here and change this to map. I'm sorry, to flight plan. And let's go ahead and come over here and let's get this step button right here on the bottom right and let's click through it. All right, looks good to me. All right, let's go to here. Let's type in our forecast. And let me open up the OFP again. So we have, oh yeah, what's our cruising altitude, first of all? So I know where to start. So we're cruising at 35,000 feet today. So let's do 31,000 feet. Oh, let me use my mouse, because with the mouse I only have to click one time. Controller on here I have to click like everything twice, but here I just have to click once. All right, so 31,000, 20,000, and 10,000. All right, so 31,246 by 58 by 58. $20,000 is 253 by 43. And it's 239 by 30. All right, very good. Let's execute that. Let's come back to this page here, and once everything is finished getting loaded, then we can go ahead and bring our weights and stuff over. So we can release these guys. All right, we can release the jetway, and we can release the truck. Okay, so we can release the fuel truck. We can release the gateway. All right, let's close the door. And now once this last truck is done, then we can go ahead and get everything finished set up. In the meantime, let's turn on the APU. Let's plug in 35,000 feet here. And our landing altitude is 430, so 450 is probably the closest. if that's a word, closest. I think it is. I think closest is a word. All right, let's see here. Now that the nav is lined up, we can put our yaw damper on. APU should be just about ready. There we go. Let's switch over to APU power. All right, we can release the truck and the loader, and we can actually release the ground power unit too. And we can go to pushback. Let's set our brake here and release the chocks. All right, once we get our weights set up, then we'll go ahead and back up. So we're just about ready. Just about ready to back up. All right, let's click load. All right, we got to change a few things. So let's come here and change our altitude for cruising. It's 35,000. Let's go back to init. Our cost index is 13. Our fuel for the plan is 10,524. So that would be 10.5. All right, so 10.5. And our cruise wind is 266 by 54. All right, that's all done now. Let's click execute. All right, let's go to N1 limit. Let's set this for, I usually do 30 degrees over, so let's do 20 degrees. And we'll do climb 1. Let's go to takeoff. Let's set our, let's see what our slope is. Do we have a slope? Yeah, 0.28. So 0.28. And the wind right now for the runway is, it's calm. So what are we taking off? What's our runway heading? Hang on a second, let me look this up again. So if our runway heading is 329, let's go with a headwind. So that would be 49 degrees. So let's say 49 by like 2. 49 by 2. All right, let's go back a screen here. The CG calculates automatically in this plane. Let's do flaps 5 and see what comes out. Let's do flaps 10 and see what. It's probably only better by like 1 mile, 1 knot. Yeah, it's not really much better. All right, we'll do flaps 5. And let's click on this, this, this. And I believe we are good. Yeah, I think we're good. We've got everything all set. So let's go ahead and get this guy connected. And we're going to turn the nose. Which way do we turn the nose? Turn the nose to the... I think we're going to turn the nose to the left, actually. All right, so let's turn the nose to the left. Let's go ahead and put this on, this on. Let's put this on. It's more icy than rainy. All right. All right, let's get back up, right? Back up. Man, my English is pretty bad tonight. Let's put our flight director on. Let's turn off the VORs. We'll put this guy on plan. And we'll put you on map. We'll click on data. And the METAR right now is 2978. So let's set that. All right, let's back up here. So if we start going the wrong way, we'll just stop and then we'll just taxi out. All right, let's go ahead and get the first first engine fired up. Boy, that engine sounds so good when it cranks up. Hey, I got it right. Wow, that's exciting. All right, let's get the next engine started. All right, let's turn the generators on. Let's go ahead and put you on auto. Let's put the packs on auto. You can hear the air coming on now. We're going to put our strobe light on now since it's inclement weather. Let's go ahead and close the APU bleed and let's turn the APU off. Let's put our taxi light on. Let's go to menu. Let's go here. Let's go to takeoff. We got 152 plus 15. So that's 167. We have 349. I think 349 is our... Oh, 329. And do we have any restrictions with our takeoff? Let's see here. You know, with our departure. No, everything is over an altitude. So we'll leave 10,000 in for now. All right, very good. Let's oh, we got to turn our traffic system on. Let's put our flaps down. And let's verify our takeoff speeds. All right, very good. And looks like our runway is straight in front of us, which is good. So let's go ahead and let's get rolling. Now we should be looking for L. If I can find L, that leads us right into our runway. Might be a little difficult to find L. I know I'm not really following the ground properly, but that's okay. It's a simulator. All right, so that's E. Okay, so L's coming up. According to the airport chart. I had to drive over there so I could see the sign. So we're not using the ATC right now. I may use them when we get closer to landing so we can get the air marshal we'll see what time it is when all that happens, because I do have to get up for work tomorrow. All right, we need to turn this way. And I believe L is our next turn. L should be on the right here. According to the airport chart, we should be like parallel. Well, we are parallel to the runway. I can see it here. But as far as getting into the runway, we should be at L should be on the sign, and that should be where we turn. Or is it R? We'll go down to R, because that takes us to the very back of the runway. Yeah, there's our runway there. So I have live weather on right now, but I do have it set to like 12 o'clock Alaskan time, because that's when this flight took off today. This flight took off around 12 o'clock today. Plus, if I had it, live time right now, it'd be pitch black and we wouldn't be able to see anything on the ground today. So, all right. This should be our runway coming up here. We can actually, let's put our heads-up display down. Oh shit, got to turn. I wasn't paying attention. That's K. Yep, that's good. Right after K should be our runway. Yeah, that's our runway right up here. Runway 33, yes please. All right, let's go ahead and let's turn off these things. Let's put our landing lights on. And I think that's really about it, actually. Oh yeah, we got to arm auto throttle, LNAV, and VNAV. And all right, now we can go. And then once we get lined up, we'll give it some thrusters, and then we'll push the screw on the dashboard that gives us toga. You did hear me correct. It is a screw. This screw right here. Sorry, it was a little difficult to get to. The button, oh, I never set the, I never armed the brakes. Oh well. I just did. All right, gear up, Giga Chad. What are you talking about? I'm barely banking at all. All right, that's all good. Let's put traffic on, zoom out a little bit, and let's increase our altitude. Oh, the autopilot never engaged. No wonder. How did the autopilot not engage? I could have sworn I engaged it. Boy, that is a rookie mistake. No wonder our airspeed was so messed up. Wow. I could have sworn I hit the Y button. I guess I didn't. Before I went to the landing gear to lock the landing gear, I could have sworn I hit the Y button. Oh well, we're good now. Because usually when I take off, I'll engage the autopilot around 1,500 feet, get the cabin set for climbing, and sometimes I'll, take over manually for a while, until like 5,000 feet or 10,000 feet. But here in this plane, you're supposed to lock the gear, which you don't really do in a lot of planes in Microsoft. This plane and like one or two other planes, you can lock the gear. Other than that, there's not many planes you lock the gear with. Boy, that's embarrassing. All right, we're good. Man, I still can't believe I did that. I can't remember the last time I made a mistake like that where I didn't engage the autopilot. I was wondering, like, when I was looking at it, I was like, why are we not gaining speed? And I'm like, man, we are really like climbing at like a pretty ridiculous rate of it. I'm like, man, what is going on? I'm an idiot sometimes. Sometimes shit happens. Once we get to our cruising altitude, I'll put it in speed mode, so we'll get up to 8 times speed. Yeah, this livery is from 2012, I think, from what I was reading. So PMDG, they have 5 different packs of liveries you can buy for the 738. So I have 4 of them. The 5th one was just kind of redundant. It was just different versions of the same liveries. But I have 2 Alaska liveries. They're both the same, other than the red underneath the Eskimo. So supposedly this said 2012. The other one's from 2009. So it was either this or Delta. There was 2 flights that I saw that I was thinking of choosing between. So this is Alaska Flight 100. This flew this route today, actually, at 12 o'clock Alaskan time. So that's kind of the time that I picked, partly because we can see the ground and see mountains and all that, and partly because flying at nighttime, especially over, very barren parts of the world, you can't see anything. You can barely see the plane. Like most of the time, you can't even see the plane. You can just see a couple little lights flashing periodically. So I'd rather forego the correct time and have live weather at least. All right, let me get my mouse out, because I need the mouse to do standard pressure. If I use my controller and do standard pressure, so right now when you see, like, when I hover over this, how it, oh shit, let me increase the altitude. We'll just put it up to our cruising altitude. Okay, so right now you see, like, how this is, like, slowly flashing blue. Well, when I use my controller and click standard, this down here, oh, let me click it now because we're actually at 18,000 feet. So I click it once with the mouse and it flips it just fine. If I were to do that with my controller, this would rapidly, like rapid fire, go between standard and the other pressure. This flashes rapidly and it's really difficult to gain control of it again. Last time it happened, and when I got control of it again, the barometric pressure was so low, it actually dropped my altitude like 3,000 feet. So now I use my mouse with that. Same thing with the air brake. You're supposed to be able to come and highlight it and drag it to where you want it. I can't do that unless I use the mouse. So now I just click on the side here where I want it with the controller, because if I use the controller, it will just continually flash blue rapidly, and it's very difficult to gain control of it again once it starts flashing like that. I've been able to get control of it a few times, but I don't know if it was just luck that I was able to do it, or if it's like a time-based thing where it, like, after you don't touch it for however many minutes, it stops flashing blue. But yeah. Mountains, yeah. Alaska, woo-hoo. So this should be a pretty relatively easy flight. I do have failures turned on. Like random, like maintenance-based failures. So, but this is like one of the first times where, like the second or third time we're flying this livery. So I don't know. We'll see if we get any kind of failure. But every livery with the 737, I've turned failures on. So it's just a matter of time before they start happening. You know, you can turn on service-based failures, which is what I did. You can also do random failures too and kind of program how many you want every 10 hours. So I didn't do that part. I just did the service-based ones. Now look how far the sun is in the sky at, you know, our time right now. You know, we're at 12:44 in Alaska, and look how far the sun is above 12 o'clock. That is crazy. Wow, those mountains are really tall. Jesus. They got to be 15,000 feet in the air, I would think. I've always wanted to do this flight. I just never took the time to do it just because it's such a long flight. You know, with the speed up action on this plane, reason why I don't mind doing it today. But what's our outside temperature? Minus 15. We could probably turn the icing off. No, it's already off. All right, never mind. Bing! You are now free to move about the country. All right, so we got just about 60 miles to the top of our climb. Man, I'm so upset about Aerofly. You have no idea. Well, if you're at Apple, well, maybe you do. I imagine most of the people that check out my channel are into aviation. So, I mean, if you guys have been trying to use the new Aerofly, man, I just put up part 2 of my review tonight. It's only a few minutes long because there's nothing to review. I cannot play Aerofly anymore. Not the new one, at least. So there's nothing to review. Instead of 2 thumbs up, I give it 2 middle fingers up. I'm working on getting a refund right now, actually. I only spent the $3 on it. I didn't buy anything with it because I wanted to make sure it would work first. And it's not the $3 that I'm really after. It's more the principle of getting the refund because, you know, the App Store now says my iPad is not compatible with Aerofly. after I've had this iPad for 3 years now, and every Aerofly for the last 4 years, I've run at like 60 frames a second, no problem. Sometimes 50, but usually it's right at 60 frames a second. And now all of a sudden, my iPad is useless. It's only 3 years old. There's no way I'm dropping money on a new iPad just to play Aerofly. They can suck it. No way. But with the refund, when I bought the simulator last week, it said nothing about my iPad not being compatible. If it wasn't compatible, I wouldn't have been able to download it. It just said that you need to have, iOS 15.6 or higher, and I'm running like iOS 17.2. I just updated it the other day. And now today, I get on the App Store and I wanted to see if there's any updates available, and it says that your iPad is not compatible. Sorry about your luck. Oh, you can't play Aerofly anymore. That's alright. That's okay, Aerofly. I got Microsoft Simulator. I can play it on my phone, my tablet, my other tablet, my iPad, my Xbox. I can play it almost anywhere. Almost anywhere. Now I got to use the mouse for the time speed. Because we have to click on a very particular part of a button, and for some reason the controller just it won't operate that part of the button. So we use a mouse for it. But the thing I like with this airplane, PDMG's speed increase, is that when you set it, it does its best to stay at that speed, but when you get to a waypoint, it slows down. So like if it's turning, it doesn't turn at the speed increase. It goes back to regular speed for the waypoint, and then like a half a mile after the waypoint, it shoots back up again. It's awesome. All right, let's switch. 253, 17. Let me look at those waypoints real quick. So that's for our arrival. All right, YYJ is 20,000. That is correct. And yeah, Orcus is at 280 knots. So we're gonna leave it because that's what it says. Some big bright font and lettering. It says at 280 knots. So. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, let's switch this over to progress. Because that way we can see our top of descent much easier. I'm gonna put this on legs. Because we're getting ready to click a button here momentarily to bring us at 8 times speed. And then we'll monitor the top of descent here. When it shows the top of descent, after we get to our cruising altitude, it'll flip and it'll say 2T/D for top of descent. We got live weather on right now. Not live time, but we have live weather at least. All right, we could probably click we could probably click the go fast button. Let me turn on my mouse. Alright, because the controller won't operate it. Alright, there's mousy. Alright, and we gotta click this top up here. Alright, there we go. Now we're getting ready to go to 8 times speed. You notice the numbers turn green. That lets us know that we're in our sped up mode. And we could really stay at this speed really pretty much the rest of the flight. We're going to do it until we get to about 40 miles to the top of descent. So we're going to be in it for a little bit. But PMDG has spent, from what I read about PMDG, they spent a lot of time and research into like mastering this speed increase. The standard one for Microsoft, you can comfortably go 2 times the speed. Anything over that, the plane really starts to like wobble a lot and pitch up and down really severely. And but with this one here, 8x, that's like the middle speed for them. You can actually go up to 16 times. But I read some bad things about 16x. I like that the plane really can't handle it. But 8x it can handle comfortably, as you can see. I don't generally do too much with an outside view at this speed because the clouds and stuff have trouble rendering on the Xbox S. Like they're very like you can see like black and white lines on the edges of the clouds and stuff. So I kind of just stay in the cockpit. And then when we get to our next waypoint, the airplane will slow down about a mile from the waypoint, and then about a half a mile after the waypoint, it'll start picking up speed again. But yeah, we're cruising along nicely. Yeah, we got quite a bit of distance to go. I mean, we have 120 miles left here, 190 there, 3 something, another 3 something. So we're going to be in this probably, I would think if I leave it in 8x speed until we get like 40 miles to the top of descent, we're probably still going to be in this speed for probably a half an hour, maybe 20 minutes. Wow, the clouds are really tall today. Jesus. Look at this. We're at 35,000 feet. That's crazy. I wonder what kind of weather they're having over here today. Or tonight, actually. It's actually nighttime now. Man, this plane is quiet when it's cruising, that's for sure. But yeah, a big part of the reason I decided to do this plane instead of the Antonov was because of the distance. You know, I don't really have much patience to sit at a cruising altitude for 3 hours. Like, I try to make videos and stuff that, like, I would like to watch if I was watching it. And I know for sure, me, personally, I would lose interest in the flight if it was just this, like, camera angle for 3 hours. Like, that's not interesting. At least to me. Maybe it is to other people. But, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do an Antonov video tomorrow night. Oh, no, I have a request for a video tomorrow night. I might do it tomorrow night, or it might be Sunday morning. Because I plan on doing, like, an early morning Sunday flight. Like, leaving and, you know, the break of dawn, fly the Antonov with, you know, 3 helicopters in it, or a train, or something like that, and then yeah, I have a guy from the Philippines who watches the channel pretty regularly. So he wants me to do a flight in the Philippines tomorrow, so we're going to do that. So that'll be request number 3. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? A 1, a 2, a 3. 3 licks. That commercial was a little weird to watch as a kid. I don't know if you guys ever seen that commercial from like, I think it's from the 80s actually. But you have this little owl. You have a little kid who asks this owl, because, you know, owls are supposed to be like very, you know, full of wisdom and very smart. So this little kid goes up to this owl that's got like this, you know, little pair of glasses on. He's like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? And the owl snatches the lollipop from the kid, and he's like, let's count. And he goes, 1, 2, 3, crunch. All right, so we got master caution because our center fuel tanks are low. So we can turn those off. And that will get rid of the warning light. Yep, they are bone dry. Bone dry. We're doing pretty good. We've gone 160 miles already. Very good. I cannot get over the height of these clouds. I can't remember the last time I flew an airplane 30-some thousand feet and had cloud, like a layer of clouds this tall. It looks pretty thin because you can kind of see through them a little bit. But still, man, that's crazy. Yep, see, we just slowed down a little bit because we were at a waypoint. Man, we are booking. One of the best things I like about this speed increase with this plane is that you know you're doing it because these numbers are green. The base one in the game for Microsoft, there's no indicator, nothing that tells you you're actually increased your speed. You know, you can see the miles ticking and you can see the clock ticking, but there's no way to know if you're going 1 times, 2 times, 3 times. You know, unless you're like looking at, you know, the chronograph watch and like trying to count the seconds. But so this is our flight right now. This is it for a while. We're going to be going straight. That was weird. Maybe it can't handle being outside. That's kind of what I was thinking. Let me turn off the speed increase for a second. I'm always leery about putting this plane, like doing the outside view and the speed increase. Maybe it just can't handle it. All right, let's get back up to speed. I'm debating if I need to do any kind of intervention or not. Like, I'm wondering if I should like lower the altitude to 34,000 feet and let it, yeah, let me do that. Let's lower our cruising altitude to 34,000 feet. And see if we can get our speed back. Invalid entry, what are you talking about? Why is it invalid? All right. Well, then we'll just do it manually. Oh, we're getting our speed back now, actually. We're okay. Yeah, I think it did that because we did that outside view. Because typically when you're just kind of hanging around here, it doesn't like seem like you hit the speed brake. Like it just seemed like somebody slammed on the brakes. All right, here we go. Let's go back into 8X mode, and we'll just stay in the cockpit this time. Yeah, that was weird. Baby. That was weird. You know what? Actually, while we're just cruising, let's kind of get set up for our landing. Let's do the heads-up display first. All right, let me get Navigraph open again because we need the runway length and the height. All right, so let's come down here and let's change our mode to that mode for our landing. Let's click runway. And according to Navigraph, the elevation is 415. So let's plug in 415 and enter. And now let's program the length. And it is 8,500. Now doing this will now set the reticle on the heads-up display. It'll pretty much bang center it right in the middle of the touchdown zone now. It'll calculate based on the two points of data we put in just now. It'll actually calculate what the center of that touchdown zone is. This mode that I changed it to gets rid of a lot of the clutter. Here, I'll show you. So when we took off, we had all kinds of stuff on the side here for, speed, altitude, and all that. This one's just set up for landing now. It has all the pertinent information we're going to need for the landing, and this reticle should line up pretty much dead on the center of the touchdown zone now that we changed the modes. Let's see here, let's see what our course is. So our course is 164. Our final course for tonight. It's 164. All right, and the localizer is 110.75. So let's program that in. We'll make that one active. Well, we'll wait to activate it. I do want to set up a fix for our landing too. So let's do that. Let's go to fix. Let's type in runway 16 right. And we're going to do 4 miles just as a reference to make sure our landing gear is down by then. And we'll do 10 miles. Make sure we're at like flaps 10, flaps 15. All right, very good. So we're pretty much all set for our approach now at this point. We cut almost 400 miles out of our cruising. You walk away, I can't that you pay. You got missing you. Oh no, where's my chapstick? Where is it? It's probably in my bag. It's probably in my bag. Alright, these batteries are charged. And it sucks I gotta work tomorrow. I like my job a lot. I just don't like getting up early on Saturday. Alright, let's grab this here. Ooh, I gotta check the lottery and see if I won. I came close to winning a couple weeks, it's about a month ago now, actually. Came very close to winning the Powerball in America. It was like 190 some million dollars at the time, and I had 4 out of the 6 numbers. It was 1 digit off. 1 digit off of winning $1 million. 2 digits off from winning 190 million. I won $200. I mean, I'm not complaining. $200 is great, but 190 million is a lot better. I'm not great at math, but I'm pretty sure 190 million is a little better than $200. Just saying. Just saying. I think that's the case. All right. As tempted as I am to go outside the airplane, I'm gonna fight my urges. Yeah, we're doing good, man. We only got 550 miles left. Yeah, 8 speed. What's up? 8x. We should try 16x one time and see what happens. Maybe we'll try that with. So a lot of people that have messaged me want me to like have a whole bunch of failures with Ryanair. So maybe we'll set up a bunch of failures and then go 16x also. And see what crashes us first, the 16x speed or the failures. I think that would be kind of fun to do. All right, let's go below deck so we can let this thing increase its speed again. I'm tired. Ugh. What? That's a crazy story. Why would he have to pay that much money back? Oh my god. There's no way that's gonna stick. God, if I wasn't so worried about getting another strike on my channel, I'd fucking make a video on this. That is crazy. There's no way he's gonna pay that. Mm. Boy, fucking DC is disgusting. All right, we're moving along nicely. There's the lines I was telling you about a few minutes ago. See those black lines? Those white and black lines. PMDG did a really good job with this, but I still don't think the Xbox can handle the rendering of the clouds and all that quickly. Maybe the Series X can do it, but the Series S seems like it has trouble. So it's safer to kind of stay down here while I'm doing going this fast. That way there's nothing that needs to be rendered. All right, we got just about 370 some miles left. There's first class. Can we not go back any farther? Oh, we can. And here's regular class. Ah, welcome. Please touch the screen. It's a pretty clean airplane. We're going to slow down here momentarily automatically. It does that every waypoint. It'll slow down just a little bit, and then it'll pick up speed again once we get about a half a mile to a mile past it. There we go. We're back off to the races again. So we'll stay in this mode to about 40 miles from top of descent, and then we'll switch back to a regular speed. Boy, look at the miles just clicking down. That's almost a mile a second. Boy, a lot of clouds over Washington. Jeez. Well, it's probably Canada actually that we're looking at. Probably, I would think. About 160 miles left. Wow, it's pretty windy out there. 78 knots. Wow. That's crazy. No wonder it's having trouble staying at altitude and keeps on increasing and decreasing the throttle. I mean, the wind out there is crazy. Wonder if that wind has anything to do with how fast we increase the speed of the sim. I'm curious about that. That would make sense because, I mean, it's almost like flying in hurricane wind gusts right now. I mean, is it 90 knots? That's kind of crazy. I bet you if I reduce it to regular speed, I bet you that would go down quite a bit. And we'll find out in a few minutes because I'm going to turn off the speed increase in about 100 miles. I kind of have to stay in this view because the amount of clouds that are out there right now, the Xbox has trouble rendering them as quickly as the plane is flying, so it creates performance issues. So I've got to kind of stay like this just for a little bit longer. But when we do actually get up to 8x speed, it kind of fluctuates between, you know, regular speed and 8x. But when we are at 8x, we're doing about a mile a second. All right, we got less than 100 miles. Once we get to about 40 miles, we'll go regular speed. So that's coming up here very quickly, actually. Let's slide over so we can actually turn off the speed increase. All right, there's our top of descent starting to funnel in from the top. That's excellent. Because we've been in this sped up increase here. We've been in this thing for a while. Remember, we started with like 1,000 miles to the top of descent. All right, come on now. Let's go, mileage. All right, we're in regular speed again. All right, so let's go ahead and switch this back to legs. Put this one back on performance, or I'm sorry, progress. Let's program in 20,000 feet here. No, it's still pretty windy. Not as bad as it was. But that's still, I mean, that's still a lot of wind. 71 knots right now. All right, there's our transition point for our arrival. Now it says VNAV path, but in my experience, it doesn't always descend when it's supposed to. So I'm gonna actually disengage VNAV and then rearm it. There we go. That way now it should descend when it's supposed to. We'll find out in about 10 miles. Yep, get ready to begin our descent. Wow, that's a pretty flight. Jeez. All the mountains and water, and it's really cool. All right, there we go. We started our descent. Ladies and gentlemen, we've begun our final descent into Seattle International Airport. It's been a pleasure flying you on Alaska Airways today on our way from Anchorage to Seattle. In a moment, the cabin crew will come around and collect all your cups and trash and get our cabin ready for our approach. Hey, we're coming in a little hot. I was hoping to be at 20,000 feet by the time we got to YYJ, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Let's see what our system says we're going to be at. Ooh, about 4,000 feet over. You know, I don't like this VNAV. Let's go to we just weren't descending quick enough for my liking. Let's change this. Yep, we're not getting there. Now we should get there right at 17,000 feet, which is good. All right, now let's check VNAV and see what it says. Oh yeah, Jesus, VNAV is way off. And we need to be at 280 knots. I guess we'll just manually control a lot of this on the way down tonight. For some reason, VNAV is off. I mean, I understand why it's off, because all these are above. So it really has no incentive to do any real altitude other than this one here at 6,000. But, you know, just because it's 17,000 or above doesn't mean come in at 24,000 feet. I mean, we still have to get to the right, you know, altitude for our landing. All right, and the METAR right now is 30.18. We're getting ready to change that. Let me turn my mouse on. And let's actually drop this down to 12,000 feet. And let's drop you down to 1,500. All right, let's go ahead and click off a standard pressure. And let's put in 30.18. Boy, that's lucky. Wow. I just clicked the trigger for like a second and a half and it went right to it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, what is our decision altitude for these landings? Probably 200. 100. All right, let's adjust our all right, so we're getting ready to cross Orcus. Let's drop this to 270. Are you sure about that? Because I think we're going to be at 270 knots. All right, let's change our frequency to our landing. And what we'll do, let's change this to approach mode. What we'll do when we get to Mariner, because we need to go down to 250 at that point, we'll put ourselves at like 1,000 feet, you know, minus 1,000. I'll probably re-engage VNAV again once we get to Griffey, because that's a mandatory 6,000 feet. But our plane wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So now I'm forcing it against my will. Actually, let's click altitude hold. And let's arm VNav again and see what happens. All right, VNav is good again. So let's actually plug in our 6,000 feet then. I wonder if it's going to request some drag coming up. We got to reduce our speeds. Well, it didn't ask us for it, but I'm doing it anyways. Yep, drag required. Now it's saying it. Yep, there's the mountain. Now our next decel point, I'm going to put some flaps into the equation, because Griffey's are our initial air fix for our landing. So we're actually pretty close. All right, let's put some flaps. Whoa, that really dropped the hell out of it. Why did it drop it down? It shouldn't have did that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Adding one notch of flaps puts our speed down to 190. That doesn't sound right. Oh yeah, we need to go down. What is our glide scope? Is 1900. All right, now we can add some flaps. And we're right on point with the glide scope, it looks like. All right, glide scope is armed. Localizer is armed. .183. Let's get our flaps down a little bit more. So 145 is our VREF. All right, let's go flaps 15. I know we got to put the gear down. Yes, I know. See, our reticle now should be right on point. See, we got our vertical deviation, how far out we are from the ILS, our ground speed, above ground altitude, our descent, our, what we have our airspeed via our localizer, land 3. Glide scope is captured, our heading, so it's got everything we need. Our horizon line. I don't think, hang on a second. I don't think it took our altimeter into the equation. I don't think it took our altimeter into the equation. That's why we didn't land in the touchdown zone. That's weird. Like, if we got live weather on, it should take it. Anyways, I am tired. I have to get up for work in the morning. I will be back tomorrow night, and I will probably be not as tired. So I'll be, a bit more, I don't know, maybe my normal self, I guess, is a way to say it. But yeah, man, that's it for the airplane show tonight. I certainly appreciate anybody who showed up, and if you were the person that requested this flight, I hope you enjoyed it. And that's about it. Please be good to me before you leave. Click the subscribe, click the thumbs up. That would be completely awesome if you could do that. And I will see you over the beautiful skies of Mother Earth tomorrow night. Don't be late. We're gonna take the Ryanair airplane and do some dirty things to it. So see y'all tomorrow night. Peace.